Um, didn't say that, but I feel as if this is implying that I have understanding of my command and what they're able to do when when that's my box, but they're not understanding of what I'm saying still and what I'm stating.
It sounds like it's been a very hard road trying to
Yeah.
feel understood.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. And I know telework is so frowned upon when I bring that up, but Major Wiley has told Major Wiley has told Colonel Vasquez in my last TTM here in this room in depth advice on telework would be counterintuitive to my progression when she's referring to prolonged exposure. And I talked to my civilian therapist about that, and she said that unless the therapist is there with you at work and watching how you react to certain things, at least for the first week, that is how prolonged exposure is properly done. You tell me if she's right or wrong on that, but the fact that that wasn't even addressed to me, as opposed to go to work, figure it out when I have Colonel Vasquez stating constantly of what he believes treatment is.
What was your civilian therapist's name? Who said that?
This is Vanessa Ramirez.
Ms. Ramirez, what did she say was your primary trauma?
PTSD.
So, PTSD is, it's a syndrome. So, it's a cluster of behaviors.
Yeah.
And the starting piece of PTSD is a trauma event. We call it criterion A, like a thing that happened to us that put our lives in danger.
Mm.
For her, what did she have identified as that?
Sexual assault.
Okay.
Which I wasn't bothered by, which I didn't remember for the longest time, but somehow everything that happened during the mandate and progressed into now has exacerbated that. And I, even though I'm not traumatized by what happened, because I was 10 and she was 16, she was my babysitter, and again I didn't remember it for the longest time, and it happened so long ago, even though it was over a year. I always thought it was complex PTSD of what I'm under, of the, I don't understand, like when I say of the proven, of the proven deceit of my command, like do you think I'm just saying that? Because if I say that and you believe that, that should raise the red flags of everybody in this room. Like, was his command really deceitful, and are there really subpoena text messages of them plotting against him to burn him because of my disobedience to receive the vaccine? Like, do you believe that or not when I say that? Because if you say no, that would make sense of why I believe this
How
kind.
about this? I think I've established a reputation of transparency with you. Those are really big accusations.
Me?
What you're saying, those are pretty big accusations.
Okay.
And I haven't seen evidence
Perfect.
of that.
Perfect.
Having to weigh against.
Can you ask her then? She's over here.
Ma'am, are you aware of
No, Mrs. Samerhill.
Ms. Reynolds? She also has to to my knowledge, I haven't seen.
But she has.
I have seen the emails. Recently, I got to see the
Oh.
emails that are what you're saying.
Did I CC you in that? Oh,
No, I was shown them as part of being part of your treatment team.
okay.
And so I saw the emails, and I've seen the not counter information. It's not a court case right now. I've seen the other narrative from the Joint Command.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not an investigator.
Of course.
I'm not a judge.
We're there. I could debunk it right now. The fact that I'm trying to be transparent.
Remember when I told you who my boss is?
Harburger?
You know how?
Oh, Constitution.
Well, there's like my media box. Like there's certain things I can tell you that I know, but I can't tell you what I know. Does that make sense?
No.
I know my password. I can't tell you my password.
I wouldn't want to know. Yeah.
I know information.
Yes, sir.
I can't tell you that.
But
Does
yeah,
that make sense?
I get it. Definitely get it. You just told me though that from what you were told is opposite, obviously, of what I told you. I get it, and I am aware of that. But the fact that I won my court martial puts me from down here on the credibility scale, and all them burning me to way up here above them, that I won their court martial. Does that not make sense to you? Like it's proven.
Are you familiar with when we talk about with like a court martial? Are you tracking like the logic the lawyers use on what is proven or not proven in court?
I don't care. The verdict is I was not acquitted. I mean, sorry, I was fully acquitted.
You were not guilty. right? And so with that, there's
So you're trying to say though that what if they spun it and I am right guilty, but I was proven not guilty?
No, I didn't say that.
I know, but I feel as if you're implying that.
No, what I'm saying is, do you smoke cigarettes? Prove to me you don't smoke.
All right, now I'll do that with my runtime.
Well, you really can't, because I can watch you at all times and everything, right?
No.
And
You have to take my word on it.
right, it's proven negative.
Okay.
And so, if I were to accuse you of being a smoker, though,
Okay.
the burden of proof is on me because I've accused you. You don't have to prove you're a non-smoker. I'd have to prove you were a smoker because I'm the one accusing you of something, right?
Okay.
Okay, I'm not accusing you of being a smoker.
Right.
But if I
I'm following your analogy.
And so with court, what happens is the state, in this case the Air Force,
They
makes
failed.
an
Yeah.
accusation.
Failed to prove it.
Which is the charge.
Charges.
The charges, correct. And in this case, they made the charge. They failed to prove the charge.
Right.
That's what not guilty means. But it doesn't necessarily mean the opposite because, again, you can't prove a negative. So
Does it mean what? That I'm not a smoker? So I was right when I said what I said 5 minutes ago, that you're discrediting me by saying that, which is wild to me. Instead of giving me the benefit of the doubt that I received a full acquittal. So I know, but what your analogy just said, and I understand it. Again, I was right though, that you're trying to maybe imply that I may have got away with some things with what you've heard from the command, which is what we're here today. And I wish I could, let's address it. I have the answers for everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I study this day after day after day. And I understand that you might think that this is all in my head, I guess. This is rare. This is unique. This is an absolute egregious situation. Yeah, I think everyone here would agree to that. So, how am I able to go back to work? So, your analogy, sir, you accused me of being a smoker, but you threw me in jail for 66 days.
Analogy. Right. I'm not accusing you.
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course.
Just making sure.
Of course. Yeah. So let's say you accuse me. So let's say you gave me an order to not smoke, and then you accuse me that I am smoking when I'm not. But you throw me in jail for 66 days, and I have all these injuries from the cell extraction, all these memories from the strip search that they did on me, missing my child's birth that I'll never ever get back. That the confinement staff got to see him before me when they brought him to there during the visiting Sunday visits 2 weeks after his birth, which upsets me that they got to see him before me. Okay, and then I have my court martial, and then you and your attorneys failed to prove that I am a smoker. Why isn't it dropped right there? Why is there this lingering thing that he may still be a smoker? So let's go ahead and, what's that thing on your wall again, sir? Your board?
Make the charitable assumption?
Yeah, there's zero charitable assumption for me ever, even till this day. Can you address that real fast?
On that one, that's a command conversation.
She's here. Can we have it with her? You would agree though that
for a TTM that had to end at 150 and it's 158.
okay, then that's over.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's not a. It's a bad topic of conversation. We're out of time for right now.
I hope you're seeing this, because if I do go back under you, I hope you, well, which I'm sure you are, but I hope you
So
see what I'm under, like constantly.
so Lance, with these things,
Man.
for today, what do we need to do?
We need to talk to my commander here and ask her what she wants to do with me after my CDE. If she wants me, that's the whole point of this though. She was supposed to get the answers of what she wanted for the CDE, which we're not finished yet. Why aren't we talking to her? It's important for her to be here. It's like she's not here. She makes these decisions off of y'all's recommendation.
I want you to know that we pushed for the TTM as soon as we could because of what you were saying to me too. Like, hey, we need this TTM. So that's why we don't have this.
This was something that's been weighing really heavy on your heart.
Right.
I'm sorry.
This was weighing really heavy on your heart. Like you said, this TTM has been rescheduled several times, and we know it's really important to you.
Yeah. On top of the other 100 compounded Ferris actions that.
You're carrying on it right now.
Right. So what's the remedy for that? Nothing. As of right now, I'm receiving nothing that's been helping. And why is because the superficial symptoms are the only things that seem to want to be addressed. other than the underlying issues. You wouldn't put a band-aid on a gunshot wound, which is what I feel is happening. I have 100 band-aids.
What is your gunshot wound?
What is it? The betrayal of my command and then trying to burn me. Proven in court. Go listen, sir, to debunk everything you just said. All you have to do is just listen to the audio and listen to how they respond. The fact that no one in here has probably even done that. Sense of command, betrayal.
Is that true?
Not what? Why sense? How about proven?
Well, it's actually, ma'am, do you feel that this has been proven that Lance has been betrayed and burned by you guys?
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
Ma'am, do you believe that, would you say it is an objective truth that Lance has been betrayed and burned by the LRS? And speaking as the commander.
Since I've been in the seat, or just holistically, like from the beginning?
So I think the reason I put this in Lance's sense of is because I think there's probably a disagreement between your perspective and the squadron's perspective on this. And
Yeah.
so
What was your answer? I'm sorry.
I was trying to get a clarification
Oh.
of the question.
He's asking if it's objective or subjective that it's been proven that the command before you, not including you, are nefarious, malicious, and have plotted against me. But why would she know the answer to that? I want her answer. I would love it. But why would she know that she's bringing you to the thing? And if she says no, I have a rebut to that too.
Right. You notice that we're arguing about is it true?
Yeah.
That's where sense of comes from. Because if we haven't, as a group, if we haven't all established we agree on the same thing, we all do agree that you feel this way. That it is an objective fact that you feel this way.
That's good, yeah.
Okay. We don't all in this room agree that this objectively
Okay.
is kind of
But I could
time machine. You know what I'm saying? Like time machine.
I could provide facts to that to answer.
Okay.
Who in here in this room doesn't believe that?
And remember mental health TTM?
Well, is that true, ma'am? So is your answer yes or no if you need to provide an answer?
If you feel that command, so the question is, if I think that you feel, so the answer to that is yes, because you feel that way.
Yes.
You have expressed that you feel that way.
Which
Right
makes
now,
sense. It's the same thing then, since it doesn't really need to be objective. The
Nobody
fact
said
that
all rise when I walked in from that corner.
I'm sorry?
I said nobody said all. I was joking.
I know
I
all
said-
rise. I didn't hear most of it.
I said nobody said all rise when I walked in.
Oh, when you, oh, you're not yes. What is that? I don't. But we have her verdict though.
We had the verdict that was a not guilty verdict.
Right.
She didn't say.
So
Did her verdict say that command nefariously, viciously did this?
that's the reading between the lines. That's a deductive reasoning. That's discernment.
What did the verdict say?
Not guilty on all accounts and specifications.
That's all it said.
Yeah.
Then that's not guilty. That's all it says.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. The absolute proven facts is he charged me. Okay, we could prove that. I served confinement time. We could prove that. I received not guilty on everything. And I can also prove that my commander didn't agree with her verdict.
So for today's meeting purpose, okay, which we're overdue big time,
But whose fault? I don't.
it's
Why
it's
is that? Huh?
Use that word a lot.
We're over time. We shouldn't even be having this TTM if this was addressed long ago.
But for the sake that we are, whether we should have had it or not, we're having it. Well,
Yeah.
on that left-sided box, what do we need to do?
Then that's my box.
That's today's box. Is that left-sided box?
We'll start with the top. I've got 4 diagnoses of PTSD. I don't know how many more I can get until.
So CD, right? That's a big thing. Right?
But I'm playing devil's advocate on that, which
Don't play devil's advocate. Play my.
if she weren't to give me PTSD, who is she to override Laurel Ridge 11-week facility? 2 days compared to 11 weeks. That alone right there is significant that if she denies it. Agree or disagree on that?
She's the psychologist who was empowered to make a final determination.
And there was a psychiatrist too.
using a large body of information. with
Sir,
CD.
there's a psychiatrist too at Laurel Ridge that I saw frequently, along with my therapist for 11 weeks.
For the sake of today, it's Dr. Minarchik's opinion that's going to count the most in the near term.
And she trumps the decisions over everything at Laurel Ridge where they're specified for military members.
She was specifically tasked to take all the trust judgment and official report for your commander.
Is it possible she could be wrong though?
You're always
course,
entitled
of
to
course.
request a second opinion.
Right.
Okay.
But I've done that. I've been accused of provider shopping.
What about that bottom square?
My judgment. I already said I believe it's sound. I'm no better advocate than myself. I've proven that already to myself. My words, I'm trying to hold it together, but no one listens. The fact that it's almost been 3 years, as of right now, I have a filter on my words. I may have sworn in this meeting, so I'm losing that filter. My behavior, as of right now, I feel fine. Emotional regulation, absolutely can't control. Or is it difficult to control that and processing?
Bottom marker?
Huh?
The bottom marker? Okay.
No, I'm just gonna write X's and the ones that I think are errors of me needing to.
These are what we provide everybody.
But everybody's not what I've been through. I asked him, have you ever heard of anyone getting a full acquittal from 7 UCMG charges? Chief, I'm sorry to bring you another, but have you ever heard of a full acquittal from 7 UCMG charges and specifications in your entire career?
I've never personally heard of it.
I honestly thought he would have said yes too.
Have you ever been to Taco Bell?
I was gonna say no, I was gonna say no just to.
Don't.
Just to
Just kidding. I would not be
but
partners.
of course.
So you've been to Taco Bell, correct?
Yeah.
So if we were at Taco Bell, Taco Bell's got a lot of stuff on the menu.
Okay.
When you go to Taco Bell, does that mean you have to order and eat everything on the menu?
Of course not.
Now, at the same time, is there stuff that's not on the Taco Bell menu? Like, can you go to Taco Bell and get a Big Mac?
No.
Same thing. Just because it's on here doesn't mean all of these are getting chucked your way. It means this is the menu. And there's stuff that's on the menu and there's stuff that's off the menu. But in this context, we can only order off the menu. So that's what this is getting at. So when you use that word error as far as like, does it apply to you or not? It's not necessarily that
Oh, okay.
it's an error because it's on here. It's that you don't feel like that's an area that you need to work on. The same, I can go to Taco Bell and I might want a taco, but I don't want a quesadilla. Same concept.
So what would I need to order or work on?
That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know. I just told you emotional regulation, and that I already told you why too. The neurotransmitter chemicals that are flooding my brain that I'm undergoing amygdala MRI for here soon, but it's left due to everything else that it's left unchecked. And we have my commander here who I fought for her to come in on Friday, but we have her here and we're not addressing. I need to, man. What do you expect out of me after this EDE to come to work and do my job? And if that doesn't happen, you're gonna write me paperwork and we're gonna go through all this all over again. But I'm not that stupid now, or I'm not that dumb to not go to work for her to write me like that. I'm gonna keep coming to mental health. It's gonna be bad. So what do you expect out of me? What do you expect out of them?
Let's ask a quick question on this one. How often does it happen?
Emotional regulation every day.
Is some of it maybe happening in this meeting?
Yes, because maybe you are trying to help me, but I don't feel as if you're listening to me. I don't feel as if the fact that you just said that smoking analogy, and I could have been implying that I could have slipped through the cracks of getting not guilty when I'm here to debunk and debate and anything that anyone, but no one's asking me stuff. No one asked me why didn't you go to work. I could tell you why. I already said it actually. Why did you punch the officer in the nose and break it? Okay, it wasn't broken. It was
You punched an officer?
yeah. I already said my assault charge was one of that, sir. But due to the extenuating circumstance of him choking me out and me not being able to breathe and 6 others on me that broke my shoulder, the judge found that it was acceptable for me to fight for my life. You're not asking me questions of why I could be a smoker. You're just saying it's possible you could still be a smoker, but we failed to prove your charges. Ask me something that would help you make your decision on if I'm a smoker or not.
More where I was going with that wasn't necessarily my attempt to establish whether or not you were a smoker, but rather trying to establish within mental health care that my opinion on whether or not you might be a smoker isn't going to be as relevant. Does that make sense?
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, it sounds like it's very important to you to feel heard about
Sorry.
the court case.
Yeah. Well, if your opinion of me being a smoker is not relevant, then you wouldn't be bring me to court for being a smoker under that analogy.
Well, in the analogy, I was pretending to be a commander, but in the real life,
Oh,
I'm a mental health provider.
but that's how serious it is. I'm being accused of being a smoker. I'm not a smoker. I get proven I'm not guilty of being a smoker, but my command still thinks I'm a smoker.
You feel like you were accused, shown to be innocent, but you're still being treated
I don't
as if
feel
you were
that.
guilty.
It was proven that I was exonerated, and due to what I'm stating about Colonel Vasquez and everything,
So you were accused, you were found not guilty. You feel like you're being treated as if you were guilty. That's a good question.
close. I was accused. I was punished for being accused. I was proven to be not accused or not guilty. I'm still being accused, and everyone that I'm coming to,
So you kind of
Yeah.
made a funny face.
of course,
Of course, what does that mean?
of course. He
Of
said,
course I was making a funny face.
he said,
I'm just
can,
joking.
oh,
No.
He was
It was,
making a funny face when you said.
yeah.
oh,
When,
I thought you said,
um,
can you talk?
No, it was,
Oh, no,
Sorry.
no, I was just playing.
I saw it on the corner.
So you feel like you're still being treated like
I don't feel like it's
sorry.
literally
Just trying to
happening. It's
understand.
literally happening. It's literally happening. It's literally happening in all these emails. Colonel Vasquez has stated the steps that he has. He texted me. He literally texted me a week ago saying, "Stop making bad decisions." And this is it when after his change of command, as if he's free to do it now. Stop making bad decisions. You're not 0% responsible, but 100%. Stop blaming others. Put this behind you and move on and take care of you and your family.
do you feel like we or think you're guilty?
I feel as if no one cares if I'm guilty or not, actually. Well, you probably feel that you care the most as of this point. Maybe Chief. Just for being neutral. But yeah, I expect a TTM like this. Because if we walk out of here right now, other than this educational piece right here, like there's still no accommodations in place. You guys just said that you guys all believe that I believe this. So even if it's not true hypothetically, and I'm trying to compromise with you guys, the fact that I believe it, the fact that I've been stating that I feel like I'm gonna get arrested, the fact that yesterday I was supposed to be talking to the Major Monarch, but a CDE was ordered from her, which I feel blindsided on. I don't know why I couldn't have been told that. I would have liked that. That's just the non-transparency that I'm talking about. But again, just everyone, since you said that everyone agrees in here that at least they think I feel that way, subjective or objective or not on their end, okay, well, let's move on to the next piece. What can we do to help me with this? But we're not talking about that. What can we do? What can we do, man?
What would your timeline look like in a perfect world? What would your calendar look like over the next 6 months?
For what, sir?
If I gave you a magic stick that solved all your problems, and you used it, and tomorrow morning you woke up and the world had changed,